We're about to meet a man who uses nature's simplest materials to create complex works of art. And he's with our own Andrew Schmertz on the Upper West Side. Andrew.
Roma, Gerald Lynas is a very unique visual artist and inventor. Some of his creations often disappear within a matter of hours or days. And here's one example. This was the model of Robert Moses that he used to make this sand sculpture on Jones Beach. And we only have a picture of the sand sculpture because despite spending about 13 hours on it, it was gone by the evening. The tide came in and took it away. Gerald Lynas joins us right now. Good morning, Mr. Lynas.
Good morning, Andrew.
You do not get upset that your works disappear within days.
To the contrary, it's symbolic of watching life, the whole cycle of life. I give birth to something, and then I enjoy it while it's there and while I'm working on it, and then I watch it disappear, which is oftentimes more interesting than any static piece of sculpture because it's instantly antiquated by the tides and looks ancient and beautiful.
And you believe there's a philosophical message in that, not to be afraid of death.
It's hard to avoid that. People who watch a sculpture and who are, they say, privileged enough to be there feel privileged because no one else is going to see it. And I'm very reluctant to photograph or make video of them because it takes away a little bit of that privilege.
A lot of people who look at what you've done say, how do you get to that point? What is the creative process that gives you the idea? Besides just the physical work of doing it, you have to come up with it.
Well, sand sculpture is a little bit special because I can do enormous...
And we're looking right now at some of your sand sculptures on a video.
I see. Well, they're big, and big sculptures are expensive unless you use natural materials. And big sculptures are also polluting, and being an ecologist, I want to avoid using noxious chemicals and huge amounts of raw materials. So I work in a convenient, free material, which also is very fun physically, and I can dive into the ocean when I get tired. But it's certainly not all I do, and it's a very small part of what I do.
Here in your studio right now, we have some rocks, and you have proven that there's much more to a rock than just stone.
Well, these rocks have faces in them, and they jump out at me, or landscapes, or here's one that may show up well. It's got a face on this side, and on this side it's a rat. Oftentimes they suggest things that I would never have thought to draw myself, like this porpoise or this angry man over here.
And you say the faces are there, you were just discovering them.
Yeah, it's like looking at clouds and seeing formations in the clouds.
And also, if we could step over here.
Well, these are fruits and vegetables. Here's an avocado pit, which is very easy to carve when it's fresh, and now it's as hard as stone, and it's also half of its original size, so its details become more interesting. An apple with the skin used to create hair, a potato that has evolved over
and the pumpkin over here.
Well, there's very little left of the actual pumpkin. This is the pumpkin, which used to be full and round, and this is plastilina painted with enamel and with a real tooth in it.
Okay, one final question. More than just an artist, you are also a professional Frisbee player.
That's right. Kids love Frisbee, and so do grown-ups, and I'm even sponsoring a tournament in Central Park on July 8th and 9th, where there are going to be some great freestyles who are inventors of their own ilk.
Okay, Gerald Lynas, thank you very much. We will join you a little bit later to talk about some of the work that he's done outside, right in his own building. Roma?
Thanks very much, Andrew. Not a bad way to make a living, huh?
Yeah.
We'll look forward to checking back with you later. Thanks.